know that you just made comments to the general meeting here today. We're here, by the way, with Mark Warner, who's the Chief Administrator for the Stark County Court of Common Pleas. And as it impacts the court, which specifically, is it a fair budget?
Say that again. Ask me that again.
As it pertains to the general fund part of court operations, the money they get from the county, is it a fair budget?
That's you're catching me having just looked at these numbers. I haven't adjusted them completely. At first blush, I think it's a workable budget. I've got to go back and really go over it more thoroughly, but it looks at first blush like a fair budget, taking into consideration our budgetary needs.
Okay, well, thank you, Administrator Warner.
Thank you.
What do you want to ask me first?
We're here with Stark County Auditor Alan Harold. Auditor Harold, you just saw the presentation of the Stark County projected budget. It's not passed yet. Won't be considered by the commissioners until next Wednesday's regular meeting. But what's your reaction just out of the box?
Well, I'm fortunate to have probably been more involved in the process than a lot of others. But this is something that I know we've been talking about for some period of time, and that's recognizing what the certificate is every year that the Budget Commission approves, and letting that really guide the operational budget. And even though the Commissioner's assumptions are, probably a little more aggressive than we use for different reasons, I appreciate the trend and the fact that we, that $57, $58, $59 million that we get every year, it's really not going to change a lot for the next 5 years. So it's important, I think, that all the elected officials realize that and recognize that that's the number we got a budget to. You and I have talked about in times past that, we used to appropriate all but a couple $100 that we got every year, be it for capital, but many times for operations. And that's, when you have a bad year, you've got to go make all these sharp cuts. And this methodology really speaks to let's create something that's very level and very predictable, and that helps all of us, manage our budgets.
So you like the structure and the planning of the budget?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It meets my blessings.
Okay. Thank you very much, Stark County Auditor.
First time in my 6 years that I've seen this is how a business should operate. And have a 5-year trend, and work through it and show here's what we have coming in. Because it's been year by year by year. Of course, it's been dependent on sales tax and local government funds and things like that. So I think we all work together.
Extremely wavy.
This is Stark County Commissioner Richard Regula speaking, and while I have your attention, Commissioner,
Rick DeHEER, Family Court.
And I'll be with Rick in just a minute. Rick and I go back many decades together.
God bless you.
Yes, exactly.
But just before I forget it, you hired Chris Nichols,
yes,
who's a Canton Township trustee,
yes,
in addition to come in here, and paid him a nice salary. But
yes,
this is a case of someone maybe paying for himself.
Absolutely. I think Chris has done a wonderful job, and the most important thing Chris has done is given us a 5-year forecast and put the numbers out there that everybody can understand, and show to the taxpayers that we are running this like a business. We are living within our means, and when we come back to the taxpayers in 2019 to renew our whatever with the sales tax, that we have lived within our means and we did what we promised to the taxpayers.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Regula.
Bye. Thanks, Rick. See up to you now.
Okay, we're here with the Chief Administrator for the Stark County Family Courts branch, a division of the Stark County Court of Common Pleas. And Rick, how long you been with the family court now?
Well, it's over 35, so I stopped counting when I hit 35. Some people like to stop counting on their age. I've stopped counting on my experience.
And, of course, you and Stark County Political Report, myself, Martin Olson, go way back before anybody even thought of a Stark County Political Report. So
Before the public defender's office,
Pardon?
when legal aid did the work in juvenile courts.
Okay. You're bringing back old fond memories. But you've seen a lot of budgets, county budgets, and you, of course, look at it from a very particular perspective. How does this budget stack up on historical treatment of the courts, the family courts specifically?
I think they looked, specifically at trends over time and did a very good job with that. The issue that is always asked of courts is the issue of separation of powers, and the commissioners make an appropriation. The judges have worked very closely with the commissioners in terms of those requests, but understanding that there is a separation between the executive branch and the judicial branch, and we'll have that discussion. We always do have that discussion, but again, the judges of the family court have worked very hard to cooperate in each budget, and certainly has in the last year.
Well, thank you very much, Rick DeHEER, Chief Administrator, Stark County Family Courts.
Thank you, Martin.